Welcome back. This is CLIC Connect, and I'm your host, Craig Sullivan. Thank you for joining us today. I'd also like to thank our production partners today, Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, California. Both groups would love to hear from you. If you're looking for a new brand, talk to our friends at Red Roof. They've got a soft brand. They've got an extended stay. They've got economy brands. They'd love to hear from you. Also, right now in this economic nonsense that we're in the middle of, Chicago Title National Commercial Services will help you get your deals closed on time. They do have a new hospitality practice. I highly recommend that you give them a call. And again, please let both groups know that producer Danny and I sent you. With that, we have got a tremendous first-time guest joining us. We've got Miss Nikki Fox, Vice President of GLR Inc. They are a general contractor, and we're going to be talking about hotels, of course. So, Nikki, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm excellent. It's great to see your handsome face today.
I don't know about that. I'm just old. You're the beautiful one, not me. So, thank you for joining us and making time to be a part of our conversation. It means the world to me. And just as a full disclosure, Nikki is a first-time exhibitor for CLIC 6 next year. So we'll talk about that a little later as well. But Nikki, for the audience, please introduce yourself and tell them about your company.
Sure. So my name's Nikki. I'm with GLR Inc. and we've been around since 1987. However, as of January of 2022, we are brand new to the hospitality division. So I've been in the industry for quite some time, and I know I see a lot of great familiar faces on this program, and I've known Craig for a long time, but we're taking the family industry of the commercial construction division, building an all-star hospitality division, and we're out there letting everybody know that, hey, GLR is here with a lot of faces that you know and love, and we're bringing our renovation, conversion, construction experience to hospitality. We're excited to get started. And with that said, we will do new builds as well, but hospitality, renovation, conversions are our specialty.
Nice. Now, Nikki, are you doing PIPs and renovations and conversions just in California, the Western U.S., or the entire country?
No, it's a great question. I'm based in Sacramento, California, but our corporate office is actually in Dayton, Ohio. And we've been a national firm for many, many, many years. So not only do we have hospitality, again, we do commercial, and we even have a special projects division. So it doesn't really matter how, big or small your project is. We're here to help anywhere we can. And if it's something I don't think that we're a good fit for at the moment, because it is a very busy time, thankfully, right now, I'll be sure to let you know right away. And if I can pass along a referral to still help you out, I definitely will.
Perfect. Nikki, let's talk about hotel PIPs. I mean, that's going to be the backbone of your business for at least the next 24 months. We've had material delays, furniture delays, labor issues. We've also got rebranding, which is going to be a big part of the franchise development teams at the various hotel brands, business for the next 24 months. So what are you seeing in the PIPs? Let's start there.
Well, one problem I'm still seeing with the PIP, and this is where you really need a seasoned hospitality general contractor that knows and loves PIPs. That's our Bible. It's all about knowing the brand standards, because one problem I've always seen with PIPs is a lot of copy and paste. And it's really important to actually walk the property, talk with the owners and know the franchise reps and know the brands and go, okay, so the PIP's telling us your fitness area is too small, for example. Well, we get in there and we're like, wait a second, this fitness center has already been expanded. So being really able to help your owners out like that and work with the flags, they're there. Hey, there was a lot of layoffs during COVID, and also people are just human. And this was happening before COVID, where there was a lot of copy and paste. They do a great job to make sure the PIPs are as close as possible, but it's our jobs to go as the specialist and go, hey, wait a second. This sounds like it maybe isn't really suited for this property. Now, if I get a PIP that's 100% and it looks correct with brand standards, hey, kudos to everybody who did their due diligence. But it's my job to come in and recheck and save the owners money anywhere I can and make sure also that they're going to be in the highest competitive level for their market and meeting the brand standards.
Nice. Now, with your extensive background, you can read the PIP and understand it. You can read what the designers are sending over in their plans, and what's possible and what's not possible. And I'm guessing with the adaptive reuse, whether it's a hotel, from say a full service down to a select service, or an office building to a hotel, there's certain limitations within that box that you've seen and that and you can work with the designers and the architects and get those figured out. And let me use the dirty words here, value engineering. Most people don't understand that term, but there is a way to value engineer and get the look and feel that you want. And that's, I think, got to be one of the things that you bring to the table to everybody. Am I right on that?
Well, I appreciate that. And actually, I don't think value engineer is a dirty word. I know a lot of people consider it a dirty word. What I like to say instead is the look for less. So if I can give you the same look, now, obviously, I'm not talking about a design aspect, but I do work with designers hand in hand. If we can help get you the same look at a fraction of the cost, then why wouldn't everybody love that word? I've never understood why that's a dirty word.
Well, that's because a lot of people out there look at it as somebody's just getting cheap and they're looking to cut corners. I agree with you. It should not be a dirty word, but we all know people that they look at that initial quote from you, and the first thing they're trying to do is lop stuff off. Okay, and that's where the value engineering comes through. Now, do you guys do open book? How do you work with your clients? You've got them ready to sign on the dotted line. So how do you get that all dialed in?
Well, typically we do a lump sum bid. And because of that, our whole goal is we do put a lot of time in pre-construction. A lot of it's for fun and for free. I hate to say it for my own company, but for the owners out there, that's how it is. It works in your benefit. But we've done a GMP. Every client's a little different. One thing I do want to stress, though, is, and this is kind of not totally on your question, but I'm dealing with it right now, and it kind of pertains again to the look for less, is a lot of times people are dealing with their financing or they're trying to gather the right team, and they're asking for a budget proposal. Anytime I can get the time together to put together some type of budget proposal, I'm happy to do that. Depends on how extensive. Now, with the budget proposal, we're not always doing a job walk. We normally never have full design approved, flag approved drawings. So one thing I do want to stress, because I know some owners are looking to value engineer during the budgetary process. And if it is a skilled hospitality general contractor, they're going to use the resources that they have at that time, which is any as-built drawings, any pictures, Google Earth, obviously the PIP, any conversations. But I want owners to understand that that doesn't mean we're putting it out to bid. We're using our historical knowledge. Although right now, from my experience, and this is what I hate to say, but MEPs, mechanical, electrical, plumbing contractors, we're going to usually take those locally, and they are very extremely high right now. We've had some extremely high MEP bids. So if I'm personally putting together a budget proposal, which I try to do when possible, those are going to have probably a 20% increase number on them because, again, I'd rather you have contingency money into your financing and me come down before we go to contract and have our design approved drawings than the other way around. If you're scrambling for financing because I didn't give you that contingency money, you're not going to be very happy with me. And if you're listening to contractors that don't specialize in hospitality, then you need to think again.
Yeah. There, I couldn't agree more with you. You may have a group that is really good at multifamily or student housing. And yeah, there are some similarities, but they're three different animals. And if you don't get somebody who understands the hospitality side and somebody who's approved with pick any brand, Marriott or Red Roof, and somewhere in between, you're not going to get very far. How soon should they bring you in? My feeling is that, if I've got the PIP and I'm already interviewing designers, I should also, my opinion, I should also be interviewing GCs at that time because I want to see if these guys can both play in the same sandbox at the same time. Because sometimes there's some personality quirks that this designer and this GC may not hit it off, and I'd rather know that up front and not somewhere in the middle of the project. So how quickly should they bring you in?
Okay, I think you and I both agree. We've always kind of thought the same on this. The sooner the better. We need to be forming that team because we're going to be working out throughout the process. If a designer, for example, submits to brand, they get brand approval, and all of a sudden they're knocking down a structural wall, and I come in later and I'm going, wait a second, we can't be doing this. Now we're back into design approval, and that's just wasting time. The team needs to be working together from the beginning.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more with you. And I mean, I've walked hotels that we were under an LOI, and I would set up a day where I'd have the GC, and if I've already got them picked, half the battle's done, and then I'd have 3 designers show up and walk the property with all of them. Now the designers separately, but the GC was always there because I always wanted to see that interaction between both. How about brand conversions right now? Are you seeing a lot of that, or is it more PIPs?
Right at the moment, I would have expected that I'm seeing a ton of conversions, but I find right now for me, a lot of those are still in design approval. And so right now I'm seeing a lot more PIPs.
Nice.
Or a change of ownership too, but I'm not seeing a ton of conversions. I'm hearing about them, but I don't see those actually coming to my desk with like the PIP finalized until probably next year.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet at this point. And, they've got PIPs that are out that, the brands want done at this point. I think they're extending the time frames. I think they're at the end of their line with that. So, you've got a lot of that going on. and that's going to trigger rebranding, and we'll see what happens there. And always the sales do it as well. And I think the sales are continuing. I mean, we've got. I was quiet whisper from a good friend and client the other day. They're in the middle of a nearly $200 million acquisition. So there's certainly going to be a pip on that. So we'll talk off camera on that, Nikki.
I appreciate it.
Now, last month, and producer Danny's going to insert this beautiful photograph. You were named one of the most influential women in hospitality. Congratulations. How does that feel? How did that happen? Please tell the audience about that.
Well, I'm super humbled. It's definitely a shocker. And, there's some great women that's in that group. So to even just be mentioned with those amazing women is just, I'm super honored and humbled.
Yeah, it's a tremendous award. And congratulations to you and to all the recipients. Luckily, I recognized a lot of faces on that, and it just put a big smile on my face to see that. And I can't wait to hear the stories from all the recipients on that. I just think it's long overdue for one thing, but someone like you and the rest of your class of recipients have all done outstanding jobs in the hospitality sector for years, decades, whatever you want to say. And congratulations.
I appreciate it. And you have a little snippet interview from each of us in the October 2022 of Hotel Management Magazine.
Yes, they do. Hey, so what are you seeing as a trend that's starting out in these PIPs? Something new, something that you kind of a aha moment. That's probably a good idea. Why didn't they do this sooner?
Well, surprisingly, I'm not seeing a lot of new stuff when it comes to design. You've had the tub to shower conversions. You have a lot more LVT tile coming in. That's been going on for a while now. And then with COVID, you had a lot of the separating of public spaces, or even like being able to maneuver different furniture, or either plexiglass or curtain walls to where you could actually separate spaces. One trend, I guess I see is like a blast from the past type thing, is where we were getting away from really concentrating on the guest room so much. It was really about the experience of the public spaces. And you saw even a lot of hotel brands starting to shrink down their guest rooms. One thing that I'm seeing is, maybe because of COVID and having to do like work into hotel rooms, but I'm starting to see a little more focus in the guest rooms. The main thing that I'm seeing is in AI and applications. So, like, for example, back in, I think it was like 2016, I was at this conference. And I'm at this roundtable discussion, and we have owners there, REITs, management companies, flags. I'm in there, a couple owners reps, and they're talking about experience. And they're kind of going around the table. What do you like when you get to your hotel? And one person's like, I want my curtains open. I want my TV on, and do not let anybody touch that. Next person's like, I don't want my TV on. I want my curtains closed. I'm like, I want it no hotter than 68 degrees when I walk in that room. And then we're all different. And the whole roundtable discussion was, we want to give people the customer experience, but right. How the heck do we do that with every single person being different? Well, now here we are, 2022, almost 2023. We can do that.
Right.
And, with how the apps are being built and then different AI integrations, that's totally possible. One thing I do want to kind of a shout out to owners and to the flags and to designers and contractors is, although this is amazing that we're getting into technology that can make this customer experience really individualized, we don't want to get away from like the analog version or the customer service experience. I've walked into a hotel and it's like great. You walk in, it's all dark. You walk in and the automatic light comes on and I can see everything, which is amazing. Yeah. But then when it's 3 a.m. and I need to go to the bathroom and somebody else is in my room and the automatic light comes on and there's no way to adjust that, that's really annoying. Or the automatic blinds that you have the remote and all of a sudden the blinds remote is lost. You have to have that analog and customer service feature available. And I hope that doesn't get lost in the meantime.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I think you're right. Okay, my friend, last question. What's on the horizon that excites you and your company in construction? Is it modular, prefab, AI? What are you seeing out there that you think is really going to revolutionize construction?
Well, like I just mentioned with the AI, I think that can really be huge because, again, it's all about the individualized customer experience. The more we can continue down that path, I can, from here in Sacramento, California, I can go to a job walk tomorrow in, Boston. And from before I even step on a plane, I can set up exactly how I want my room, get to the property. If I want to talk to somebody, I can, or I can go straight to my room. And that I think is a really nice feature. I can, if I want extra towels, I can get extra towels. If I want food waiting for me. Now, that's so much not the construction part of it, but the technology behind all that is, and the different features with procurement getting more and more on that speed as well is definitely my speed. And I look forward to helping the individual, the guest pays all of our bills, right? So I look forward to being a part of that experience for them. I'm the secret little ninja that hopefully they never know about. And that even makes me happier.
There you go. All right, my friend, it's time for our world famous lightning round. Are you ready?
You know this is dangerous, Craig, doing with me.
Yes, I do.
I am a second person thought. I'm a researcher, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my best.
All right. So producer Danny is going to put 2 minutes on the clock. It's word association, just the first thing that pops into your head, and then we're going to move on to the next one. So starting now, adaptive reuse.
Beautiful.
Team.
Family, teamwork, coming together. What's that?
Conferences.
They're back.
Tech.
What?
Tech.
Getting better customer experience.
Communication.
Everything.
Uber or rental car?
Uber.
Favorite airport?
Burbank.
Good answer. Aisle or window?
Window.
Barefoot people on an airplane?
Nasty.
Favorite hotel or resort?
I'm still searching.
Tequila or whiskey?
Tequila.
You did that with 1 minute, 2 seconds left. Congratulations. So, what's next? You're out and about seeing clients. I mean, are you all over the country or just in California right now for yourself?
No, I'm all over the country. So wherever the project is, if it's a hotel project then give me a call and I will be at a city near you very soon.
There you go. Great way to end the show, my friend. Let's do a shameless plug. How can everybody get a hold of you?
So the best way is I'm very active on LinkedIn. And the way to reach me on LinkedIn is my page is Nikipedia. So like Wikipedia, but it's Nikipedia. My email is also on my LinkedIn, and that is way better than sending me a LinkedIn message. And my email is Nikki, Nikki, at glrinc.net. And my phone number is 916-342-0228. And I would love to hear from you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nikki. And Nikki is going to be at CLIC 6 on March 1st and 2nd at the Westin South Coast Plaza Hotel. We are returning there for our next conference. And Nikki, we're very thankful to have you on board being an exhibitor. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we're very excited to be there.
Take care, my friend.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. But before we leave, I need to thank our production partners, okay? Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, California. Give them both a call. Let them know the producer Danny and I sent you. They'd love to hear from you. Looking for a new brand? Call our friends at Red Roof. Getting your real estate transactions closed on time? Call our friends at Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group. And again, CLIC 6 is on March 1st and 2nd, 2023 at the Westin South Coast Plaza. Registration and room reservations are available on our website, CLIconference.com. So go over there. We've added a lot more networking. We've got new panels, and we'll have our second annual Development Deal of the Year award, and we'll have that winning team up on stage with myself, Glenn Hausman, and Bruce Ford, so that we can dissect the history of that winning hotel development deal. So thank you all for joining us, and remember to subscribe and ring the bell on our YouTube channel. You can find us on all the social media networks: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, the review. It goes on and on. So you can find us all there as well. And we're creating new content all the time. If you'd like to suggest a topic or a guest, give us a call. If you want to, or DM us actually, or if you want to be a production partner, send me a DM and we'll talk about that. So thank you all. And remember, be kind, share your knowledge. Now go be amazing.